Where is Pepe coin headed in the immediate short term? And where's Pepe headed in 2025? Welcome back to the Crypto Report. I'm Blacksea, and I have another video for you guys. Today, we're going to be talking about Pepe. So hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Let's hop into this video. All right, we are looking at Pepe on the weekly time frame. And I drew a couple little trend lines here because I see a lot of people freaking out that it's all over, it's all coming to zero. Sell, take your money and run. But I do want to show you guys that if you look at this, back in February of 2024, we saw a very, very similar trend line get tested, okay? We came up pretty high and we thought, wow, I mean, look at this. When you measure here, right now we're not looking at logarithmic, and we're going to take a look at that shortly because it shows a little bit of a different story, because you may say, well, this just looks like accumulation and this looks like a trend to the upside. Well, when you look at logarithmic, it looks very, very similar to just both trends to the upside. But look at this, right? So we broke out, and then we came back down and we tested it, and it looked very bearish. This looked very, very bearish on Pepe, but it held its support. We bounced off of it, and we made to new highs, all right? And then we had a little bit of accumulation after we went through that 6 months of sideways price action for Bitcoin. And then we had a big breakout to the upside when Bitcoin tested 100,000. And look at where we're at now, guys, okay? We are still testing this trend to the upside. As long as we're respecting this, then I have no reason to believe that we're going to see continuation to the downside. So when you look at this on logarithmic, you can see kind of a different story here. Let me get this situated for us here. Now you can see that it's a little bit more of a smaller version of what happened back here, okay? And we have a little bit more ways to go. We're not really testing this trend line to a T, but we're still following it. But I do want to emphasize that, yeah, we can break down a little bit further to say 4016659. That's possible. But until we break below that, I'm not going to say we're going much further down. I really do think that the overall market is in a very strange, indecisive situation, especially when you have Bitcoin putting in a bear trap potentially, or a lower high, signaling that we're going to see a breakdown. There's a lot of confusion happening right now. But when you look at Pepe underneath a microscope in a vacuum, I'm not that worried. I'm not that worried. I think that these dips are probably buying opportunities unless we see confirmation that we're getting ready to break down below this. Then I would say probably time to short a little bit. And if you guys do want to short, long, or buy that dip, then check out in the description box below or the pinned comment down below. We have a $5,000 sign-in bonus to Blowfin, as well as 10% off all trading fees for the lifetime of your account, guys. This is a limited time offer. So if you want to be buying Pepe for a discount, and you want to get a better bang for your buck, then I recommend you sign up now, even if you don't want to trade right now. So then a year from now, you'll still get grandfathered into that 10% off all trading fees. And also, if you want to on-ramp and off-ramp, I recommend you use crypto.com. That's like the best on-ramping and off-ramping for crypto. Then you can move that money to Blowfin if you want a long or short. But I don't recommend that for everybody. But if you want to do that, check that out. So where is Pepe right now? Pepe's sitting ranked 24, down about 16% in the past 7 days. Up about 1% in the past 24 hours, sitting at a $7.5 billion market cap. It is a strong freaking coin, guys. It is a strong coin. And we're still sitting at a $743 million 24-hour volume. It's pretty incredible. But I have to be honest. I say this every time we talk about Pepe. Getting that Robinhood listing is so good for this coin. It really bolsters it up, and it bolsters the trading volume, because Robinhood is the retail stock and crypto platform, full stop. Robinhood's trying to really, it's a main line. Like, they were the ones that added Dogecoin. They added Shiba Inu. And then the mainstream media were calling basically retail investors Robinhood investors. And it's true, though. It's true. It's very dumb money. Unfortunately, it's dumb money. And, well, there's a lot of volume in dumb money. And I do believe that that's going to make Pepe very, very strong in the long term, because people will dollar cost average into it on Robinhood, and they'll probably become bag holders for a couple years. But as long as these 4-year cycles continue to play out, then they'll probably make a profit. That's not financial advice. There's a chance that Pepe goes to zero, guys. This is entertainment purposes only. But I'm just speaking out of my mind and what I'm thinking is possible here. I do want to say, over on crypto Twitter, you can follow me at 333Blacksea. I said this, and a lot of people were worried about it, but this is a very possible scenario. I say, will you be able to handle a 6-month sideways / corrective period before new all-time highs? And when you look at where Bitcoin is at, guys, this is Bitcoin dominance. We'll take a look at Bitcoin dominance here shortly. I do want to show you Bitcoin and explain to you why I said that. Because when you look at Bitcoin right now, we are in a very indecisive situation. We have a potential bear trap getting us ready for new all-time highs now. Probably not, but getting ready for a little bit of a relief bounce? Sure, that's possible. But we also have a daily candle closure below this trend line, and this is a lower high, indicating that we're probably in for a further breakdown. But it's really indecisive at the moment, so we really need to see price action play out. But when I talk about the 6-month sideways corrective period, guys, I do think that if we break down here and we test that $88,000 to $85,000 price level, it's going to be setting us up for a much longer bull market. But I think that we're going to be going into somewhat of a corrective period, a potentially month-long corrective period, especially if we make our way to below 80, into the 70,000s, because it will take time for this to play out. It's not just going to happen in a quick wick, and you don't want that to happen, because if it happens in a quick wick, the bull market's going to probably be over sooner than you'd expect. But when you look back here at the past cycle, you know, guys, we'll look at the monthly to show a little bit of a better idea of this. Logarithmic here. If you look at this, we had 1, 2, 3 months of selling off, 61 days of selling off in the bull market before we had our second top, with that double top in. There's a possibility of something like that playing out again, guys. And I know you don't want to hear that, but you need to be looking at all different scenarios when you're trying to make money, especially with altcoins, not only in crypto, but especially with like PEPE, Shiba Inu. All the altcoins are going to get hurt way more in a drawdown than Bitcoin. It's as simple as that. And I do believe, though, that we just need to be paying attention to where Bitcoin's at here. Because when you look at the monthly on Bitcoin, this green dot on market cipher on the 60 line, that is bullish to me. That is very, very bullish, and I expect another move to the upside. The question is, how long does that take to play out? I do want to say that I do think that probably this price action gets resolved in the next 3 weeks. We'll have a better idea of, are we breaking to the downside, or are we getting ready to make a move back to, say, 100,000, 108,000 plus and putting in a new all-time high? I think that the decision is going to probably be made by mid-February. I think that that's an appropriate level when it comes to time of where we should be looking at. But regardless, there is a world where we see a 6-month sideways corrective period, guys. But 6 months is maybe pushing it. But, you know, when we talk about seasonality with Bitcoin, usually the winter is the best time. And, well, guys, if we break down here, then maybe we're going to be set up for a decent amount of sideways. Because I see a lot of people calling for the end of 2025 being like a blow-off top. We're going to 300,000. I don't think it's going to be that easy, but I could be wrong. It's extremely difficult to time markets, especially when you're talking about a year from now. It's extremely difficult, but I do expect there has to be some sort of breakdown sooner rather than later here, especially if we get this confirmation. And sure, this could be a bear trap getting ready to send us higher, but as of right now, I think the risk is to the downside. When you look at Bitcoin dominance as well, it is chopping sideways. It is not making a decision at all, except I will say on Market Cipher, let's open this up. Let's take a look here. At Market Cipher, if you look at this red dot here like this, I like to see that very much. That looks very, very nice, and it does look like we are getting ready to see a breakdown. And it would be right on time to see a breakdown down below 57.24% and probably test the bottom here at 54.54%. And you'd really would like to see us break down below that. The question is when and how long is that going to take? Because as of right now, we are pretty much pinned here. And I do think that this is for another video, but we do have to be looking at the overall macroeconomics of the world when it comes to the U.S. Federal Reserve raising rates potentially. Like, that could crash the market, and I don't think that that's for sure going to happen, but I do think that there's a lot of fear behind that, the hawkish Fed, and that's going to put a damper on risk on assets being PEPE, guys, a very risk-on asset. But I think we just need to see price action play out here to get a better idea of where altcoins and where PEPE is going to be going. And yeah, I know this is a PEPE video, and I know I talked a lot about Bitcoin, but it's extremely important that we're paying attention to this, especially if you don't want to lose all your money in PEPE and altcoins. But guys, if you like this type of content, please hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel right now. Check out Blowfin, $5,000 sign bonus below. And if you want a good on-ramping and off-ramping, sign up to crypto.com down below. And follow me, 333 Black Sea on Instagram and Twitter. That's all I got, guys. I'll see you in the next one.